Yeah, maybe I can just start with just like telling you again what because Paula was not there on the last webinar, right? When Andre was presenting. Hi, Shad.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I'm late.
No, that's
Did I miss anything?
Yeah, you miss.
Oh, I miss you, Andre. How's everyone doing? All are here.
Fine.
Art, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry?
We want to start, if you don't mind. I just want to introduce a bit of changes or updates on EMANATE.
All right, okay. Go ahead.
You look so professional. So, yeah, well, the changes. Nikita.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hi,
We are all.
Hi.
Hi.
You don't sound as excited as usual, Nikita.
I just woke up from my sleep. I set an alarm and then, I was like, oh my God, now I have to wake up. But I'm so sleepy still. So I was fighting. And then I was like, no, I have to wake up. Okay, then I woke up. But after a few minutes, I will be back, I think, to my normal self.
Yeah, you can make some tea now. And
just doing that right now.
Great. So, yeah, I think we're going to start with Paula. But, by the way, here I have me, Nipun, and I have also Gaurav.
Oh.
Gaurav is with us.
Hi, Gaurav.
Hi, Nikita. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Absolutely fine.
Good.
Bon, okay. Well, now Well, I want to just introduce some changes that we had on the emanates. I think Nipun has already said it on the email. First, now we're going to have only one presentation per session instead of two. And we will have it only either on the 2nd or 3rd of July. By the way, we have Joanna also joining from YouTube. So come to join on Hangout if you can hear us. Or you can comment or ask questions on YouTube as well. We will have a look at it from time to time. And yes, so back to EMANATE. We have one presentation per session, and we're using YouTube Live and also and as maybe some of you know, maybe not Hashad, but we have Facebook group where we post events and discussions. And I don't think Hashad and Joanna are there. So this here you can now. I mean, I really want. We're thinking that EMANATES will be more than just webinars, and will be more beneficial for whoever the members are. So feel free to just like post discussions or post questions or even topics for the next meeting. You're very welcome to just like discuss things over there as well. And yeah, that's it. I think a lot of stuff. And yeah, so I'm thinking also to like maybe for topics we have like things about renewable energies, but maybe we can also extend it to something more general, like how to make networks, or how to make a good applications, or if someone probably has friends who are doing recruiting, maybe you can invite those people to join us and give us some tips on one of the on the webinar. Or someone who knows, like, they are doing a very good networking. You can also invite them to give us some advices or share the knowledge, So probably that is one of the ideas. And I'm very welcome, and we're very welcome to more ideas. You can always send email or post on Facebook. And I'm also open if anyone wants to host the next EMANATE. And you can just let me know. So instead of me talking every week, you can hear some other voice.
We love you talking.
Oh, I love your voices too. So yeah, you're welcome. And just like write me and or you want to host EMANATE or like so we can share some experiences. So it's gonna be it's maybe someone else doing it will give more insights than just me doing it the same way all the time. So that's a little introduction from myself. I think Joanna, welcome. And now I think we want to start with Paula. If you don't have any questions, then we can start with Paula. Do you have any questions or feedback?
Can I just say that someone needs to mute their computer or whatever, because I can hear it twice.
Ah,
Or I can hear some background sound which is going on.
no, not her. She's talking. Okay. Yeah. Well, Nipun muted everyone but you, Nikita. So I think it should be fine. Joanna, so you're welcome to stay here, or if you want to be on YouTube. And if there are any questions or feedback?
No, all good. We like it.
No,
And
it's
good
all good
ideas.
from my side. Ready for the presentation. Yay.
Yes.
All right. Go on, Paula.
Okay, should I do something or you all have the presentation? I mean to show in the screen.
I think
You could share so that we are all on the same page. That's my idea. Like share your screen if possible.
side.
I don't know if it's possible on. I don't know how you do it on Google.
It's possible.
This one, can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this one. Oh wait, I cannot see. When I put fuck. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with the PowerPoint. I don't know why. But now you can see this one?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to tell you about the project in which I have been working, which is the implementation of solar thermal system for a hotel. Yeah, we call it matrix optimization for the Hotel Cosmosiel. Here you can see the solar panels that we install. Something is wrong with my computer. Wait. Yeah. So I will start telling you about the company.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
about what was in the hotel before we arrived, what we did, the results, and some conclusions. The company called in Spanish is Gestión e Innovación Energética, which means energy innovation and management. And this is the webpage of the company, like the home, as you can see here. The company is divided in two main areas, which is conventional energy and renewable energy. Conventional energy, we do the substations and electrical networks, and renewable energy and energy efficiency, like solar, heat recovery, cogeneration, wind, small hydro, yeah? Yeah, so basically this is our vision, to become the leading engineering firm in the development, implementation of innovative energy and technological transfer projects, applying different sectors like commercial, industrial, residential, generating environmental consciousness in the final user, and in the two areas that I told you before. So these are some of the projects that the company have developed. Basically, in solar thermal, we have different projects in hotels in Bogotá and Cartagena. Here you can see the number of We have used only flat plate collectors, not heat pipes or other technology. And also in solar photovoltaic, like small scale, the biggest one is this one, 20 kilowatt. Yeah. This is just like very fast introduction of the company. This is the hotel, and it is located in Bogotá, in Colombia. This is a 5 stars hotel, so it's a very important one in Colombia. Here I want to show you the meteorological conditions of Bogotá. The mean radiation is 3.6 around kilowatt hour per square meter per day, and the average temperature is around 13-14 degrees. Colombia has developed this radiation map, as you can see here. It's done by the government. So now we can find the different data for radiation and also for wind and temperatures in the different cities. This is what we use to design our proposals. Yeah. These are some pictures of the hotel. The hotel is divided in 3 towers, A, B, and C, and the parking tower. This is the Colombian final energy consumption. What I want to highlight here is that the commercial sector only uses 7% of the energy in the country. 64% is electricity, and 22% is natural gas, and 14% is oil. This natural gas and oil are used for the heating system, to heat the swimming pool, the jacuzzi, and the steam bath, and hot water for the showers. What else I want to say? Yeah, as usual, transportation and industry are the sectors who uses more energy. This is the CO2 emissions in the commercial sector. Basically, by the use of HFCs for the refrigeration and fossil fuel combustion for the thermal energy, as I said before, for heating water and jacuzzi, piscina, etc. So this is not a big contributor for the CO2 emissions in the country. The biggest one, of course, is industry and transportation. But it's also relevant, and as you can see here, the emissions have been increased as the population grows. No. I don't know if you have questions. You can ask me at the same time. And this is the law 1715 of 2014, which is which want to regulate the integration and promotion of renewable energy in the system, the non-conventional renewable. But because Colombia is already 80% hydro, which is clean, this law wants to enforce and promote these other renewables, the use of biomass, solar thermal, solar photovoltaic, wind, etc. So this law brings different financial benefits, like you can reduce the half of the project, the investment cost, you can reduce on your taxes. So this is a really interesting benefit for the companies.
Paula, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Just to be clear, when you said the commercial sector consumes 7% of energy, that's the whole thing, not the 7% of 20%, right? 20%. Okay, you said 80% is hydro and 20% is I don't know what, but so the 7% for the commercial sector is.
This is a consumption of
the whole thing.
Of the whole.
Final energy, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, final energy. Sorry.
Right, and this includes hydro and everything.
Yeah.
Possibly. Okay. Oh, just to be sure.
Yeah, but I think because hydro is to produce electricity, so hydro will go to that electricity portion.
Yes, here you have already the final.
I see.
We can have it from thermal or from hydro. So this is it's already final energy, so we don't know.
Okay. Okay.
So, and when you say 80% hydro, is 80% of the renewable energies or 80% of the production in the country?
80% of the production of electricity in the country, yeah. So the 20% is done by some thermoelectrics that we have with how you say carbon.
Coal?
Coal, yes.
Okay.
And this because this natural gas and oil are for thermal energy, not for electricity. So for heat, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh, shit.
And can you please explain again about this regulation?
Yeah.
The benefit, you know?
So there are 4 benefits. The first one, you can reduce half of the value of the project. Yeah, the investment cost of the project, half of it, you can reduce in your taxes. You know, every year you have to pay some taxes as company, so you can reduce until 50% of the value of the project. The other one is if you want
it's basically amortization.
Sorry?
It's basically amortization.
Yeah, it can be yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, at the end you have to pay the complete project, but every year you have this, let's say, saving, you know?
Okay. And the saving can sum up to 50% of the cost.
Yes. The other thing is if you want to import stuff, everything that you import, you have to pay taxes for it. Yeah. And also the value tax added. Yeah. You don't have to pay for those products that will help to implement these projects. So the solar panels, the inverters, the cables, or even the structure. So there's a list of the parts that you can include in those benefits. And what else? The VAT. And then you have depreciation. You can make it in 4 years. So that's a beneficial for your finance also in the yeah. So these benefits you can access to these benefits, but the benefits are for the people who invest in the solution. So if you don't have the money but you want to do the project and you would need finance, so the benefits will be for who finance the project, not for the company that makes the project. Yeah, is that clear?
Okay.
So with this, the government want to promote these new technologies. And I heard like there are already 400 projects inscribed in this program, acceding to these benefits.
How many? 400?
400, yeah. And this regulation from 2014, but just now, this year, they complete the regulation. You know, there was the law, but then in the law says you have to do the. I mean, the government agencies or like companies, they have to do the regulation. But just this year, they completed the regulation. So it has been 4 years without doing this. I mean, implementing this law.
Okay.
Just started this year, actually.
So it was made in 2014, but it's effective 2018.
Yeah.
And then 400 projects are from 2014 or from the time in 2018?
Yeah, 2018. This month.
Okay.
Months already. Yeah.
Okay.
So, really interesting to see how this is growing, how is this starting, because if you see in Europe, it's already all of this is done. So for us, it's just starting. So, like, even if you go to this government, how you say, offices, they don't even know how to do the procedures. They're already like It's a learning process for the whole country, from the government to the developers as us and the clients. This is really new.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, okay, now I want to show you how
Sorry,
was it.
I'm just reading Johanna comments on YouTube. She said great financial incentives from Law 1715, and she also said it's 400 projects in 4 years. So I don't know if it's a question or it's a statement, to be honest.
Me neither.
So yeah, Joanna, if you want to emphasize more about what you want to comment, you can write it, and I'll pass it to the team, to people here. Carry on then.
Sorry about my English. I know it's very slow. I just woke up. So this is the energy matrix of the hotel. Only 2% of the energy is for electricity, and 98% of the energy comes from natural gas. Here you can see what they pay every year is in euros, 9,000 euros for electricity, and 136,000 euros per year. So it's really important, the natural gas in this in the hotel expenses. Yeah. Why the electricity is not too big and is not too high here in Bogota is because we don't have heating or cooling system. Yeah, because here the temperature and humidity is like fine, so we don't need to heat up the spaces or to cool it. Because if you go to other cities, this electricity can be 80% or 60% just for ventilation and cooling. Yeah, so that's why is this big difference. The natural gas is used 3% for cooking, just direct like this, and 97% is used in 2 steam boilers of 7 boiler horsepower, which produce steam to heat the water. This takes the 64%. The steam is also used in the laundry, and it takes the 80% of the natural gas, and 50% is used for heating the swimming pool, jacuzzi, and I don't know if this is the correct word, Turkish bath or steam bath. I don't know. Hello.
Well,
I don't know
I
either.
guess I get it. Jacuzzi, swimming pool. I don't know what a Turkish bath is. So
There's the room, and then they inject some steam, like very hot steam, and you.
is it sauna? Is it something like sauna?
Yeah, sauna.
Yeah, it's kind of sauna, but no, it's another one, because in sauna you don't have the steam, you have only the temperature.
Ah, okay.
Paula.
Yes.
I'm sorry. There's a question from Joanna from YouTube. It was a question. So 400 projects was in 4 years or in 2018 itself?
In 2018 itself.
Okay.
Some in late 2017, but most of them this year.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I hope it answers her question.
I just wanted to show you what I mean with this. You know? With the steam, you know? Something.
Ah, okay.
Not
Yeah.
okay. So, wait. Where was it? Okay, this one.
Hammams, I think they are called, no? Turkish hammams.
Probably, yeah. I never went to any of that, so.
Then you should come. We have a very good one. And so this is how the natural gas is used in the hotel. So
Okay.
from the point of view of energy optimization, we cannot do anything regarding the this 3%. Yeah, what we can do is to, for example, change these boilers because they are very old. They are from 1980s or something like that. So they're very old, and the efficiency is, of course, not the best one. So this is the demand for the sanitary hot water. This is the number of rooms and the number of people in the room, the average, and what they use per day, liters per day. As this is a 5-star hotel, we use this 100 liters per day. And the occupancy is 53%. So we have to produce 33 liters per day of hot water at 55 degrees Celsius. That's what we have to generate.
Is 33 liters per day per person or 33 liters in total?
No, this is total.
Wait.
33 cubic meters per day. Yeah.
It is 33,000.
33,000.
So we have to give the water at 55 or 60 degrees Celsius to avoid Legionella.
No, that is okay. That I agree. But 33.284 liters per day is for the whole hotel.
Yes. Totally, yeah.
No, it's just gonna.
that's
not possible because the
33,000.
minimum
I
because
have-
the WHO minimum requirement of water is 75 liter per day per person.
I have two things to say. I think it's 33,284 liters per day. And secondly, Paula, can you please clarify what is number of points where you say the first column points?
That is showers. Number
Okay.
of showers and
showers. Okay.
shower per people per shower, basically.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, this is 33 cubic meter per day.
Okay.
Cubic meter, yes.
The 33,000 liter.
Yeah, 1,000, okay.
And this is a profile of consumption. As we expect in the morning is when most of the people take shower, so it's the big peak. And then in the day you have another peak, especially for the kitchen. And also in the night you have another peak.
Like Papa.
Okay.
Yeah, this is with the 53% of occupancy, but when we designed the project, we have to fulfill the 100%. So we multiply this for 100, and then we will have a bigger number here. Yeah, this is just the average, but in case the hotel is full, you have to supply the complete water. Yeah, it's a hotel. The clients will be
complaining.
With the clients. So
Mhm.
this is the current state of the heating system.
Sorry. And then the weather is normal throughout the week, throughout the year. So that's why you don't have a pattern for the yearly pattern.
Yeah, we don't have.
Okay, all right.
This is the current state. So here you can see the boiler is really old and not fine. Here the piping for the steam is not isolated, so you have losses here everywhere. This is the steam distributor. As you can see, also is not isolated, and the operators, they just leave everything there, and the room is very dirty and old. Everything is old. Here is the tank of the condensate. And this is also like the isolation is not good anymore. And yeah, basically they have losses everywhere due to the isolation. That was the previous state of the hotel. Now I want to show you what we did to improve the energy consumption. So we discover a potential saving, which is hot water, swimming pool, and jacuzzi. They are heated with steam. But actually, we have to supply the water at 55 degrees Celsius. The comfort temperature of swimming pool is 28 degrees Celsius, and the comfort temperature for jacuzzi is 34. So why we have to produce steam to heat the water, yeah? Because what they do now is that like they have this boiler, produces steam, and with different heat exchangers, they transfer the energy for the shower, swimming pool, and jacuzzi. So our solution is to implement a solar thermal system for the hot water with these solar collectors, which allows us to increase the temperature from 15 degrees Celsius, which is the, like, let's say the tube temperature of the water, of the cold water, up to 60 degrees Celsius with this technology. And we will use a specialized boiler for the swimming pool and for the jacuzzi. This is to heat directly the water. So with this equipment, you don't have to produce steam and then heat the water. No, you just heat it directly. It's like what we have in our house, like the, I don't know the name in English. You know, for your shower, in the, like, this small boiler that everyone has at home. You know?
Which one?
It's like to heat directly the water without generating steam.
But
Yeah,
that's
the
electric.
It's from gas. It's not electric.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So what we did was to make independent each of the consumption. So right now we're not going to continue generating steam to heat the water, but we will do it directly. Yeah. So this for the jacuzzi and the swimming pool, and this one is a small steam generator just for the, what was the word, Nikita? Hammam, something like that.
Hammam, yes.
That one. And so because we are reducing these consumptions from the current boiler, we will install a new and smaller steam boiler. Remember that I told you that before there were 2 boilers of 70 boiler horsepower, and we implement a new one of only 40 bhp. Yeah. So we reduce the size, and as the boiler is new, the efficiency is again increased. These are the investment cost. So the total project, it was 281,000 euros. And here you can see the comparison between a project similar to this in Europe and this one. So as you see, this is 1,100 euros per square meter of solar collectors, and in Europe is very low. If you see here, 400 and 600 euros per square meter of solar collectors.
Is it because it's subsidized in Europe?
I guess it's also because you have the technology there already. We have to import every single thing. We don't have, I mean, there's some manufacture here, but the quality is not good. So we prefer to import everything. So the costs are very high. But if you see here, the kilowatt hour produced per square meter is much higher, of course, because we have better radiation and better conditions than Europe, for example. This is an average, of course, yeah.
But,
so this is kind of strange here.
And
Paula?
Yes?
Like if you're installing like this renewable project, like you're installing solar thermal project for a hotel. So this is the cost for that as well for the government. Is it? I mean, is it applicable there or not? Because this is a renewable energy project, and what you're giving to government is the less dependency on fossil fuels. So they give a scheme for subsidizing your whole installation cost or the equipment cost.
No, I didn't get the question.
The question is that the solar thermal installation that you're doing in the hotel.
Yes.
So you get a subsidy on that.
Yeah, we can recover from using the 1715 law. We can recover half of this value, and we can reduce in the taxes every year.
I have a question because I do not understand the first point of the 1715 law. where you talk about reducing 50% of the tax for the value of the project. What do you mean by reducing 50% of the value of the project?
So you take this value and you make it half, so that will be 100,000.
Yes.
And then you can reduce this value inside you have your financial, how you say, free cash flow, and when every year you have to report how much I have to pay for taxes. Yeah. And then this year you have to pay 15,000 euros for taxes. So as you implement this project, you will not pay this 15,000. You can remove it, and then you can save another 15,000, which is the other part that is missing here, right?
I don't understand.
You have 100,000 euros to reduce in your taxes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this year you have to pay 50,000. So because you have this benefit, you will not pay this 50,000. Yeah.
Only
How
50%
much?
of the cost.
You can save until half of it. For example, if you have to pay in your taxes, you have to pay 150,000. You can only reduce 100, which is the half of this value. You get my point? I don't know.
No.
Because the tax is on the profit, or the tax is on the.
It's not. Don't confuse with this one.
Yeah.
No, that's not. But the point is, the tax that you're talking about is the tax on the equipment, or that's the tax on the profit?
In the profit of your whatever does your company. Every company has to declare the taxes every year.
Yes.
So I pay this, and this are my profit. So I have to pay this amount. To that amount that you have to pay, you can reduce up to half of it, half of this value.
So it's so that's the tax of your company, but it's not exactly related to the project.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you are saving 50% of the scheduled tax for a year.
Yes.
Yeah, of company tax.
Yeah, of the company tax.
Of the company tax, not the project tax.
Yes.
Hotel Cosmos tax, right?
Yes.
What tax?
Hotel Cosmos tax. Okay, so Hotel Cosmos tax, not your GIE tax.
Yeah, it's from hotel, from our final client.
Okay, so out of the tax that the hotel has to pay,
okay,
so they can reduce the tax that they have to pay until half of the total project cost.
Okay, so for example, if it's 281,000 the cost of project, that means half of it is around 140,000 euros.
Yeah.
And so if they have to pay, for example, 500,000 euros for tax this year, they can reduce 500,000 minus 140,000.
Yeah.
That's the tax they will pay in the end. That is 360,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Can they actually do this? So they actually don't pay that amount in tax, because how I thought is it's depreciated that.
Exactly. I showed the same that
from
you can.
The total profit minus 2,000, whatever, 140,000 euros would be deducted. And then that would be the profit on which the tax is calculated.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think you don't pay the tax, but it's your profit amount which they calculate how much tax do you pay. So for example, if their profit is 500,000 euro, and for the 500,000 euro, they are supposed to pay 50%, 40% tax, then actually they won't pay on 500,000, but they would pay 500,000 minus 140,000 euros. And on the remaining profit, then the 40% tax would apply. So the
base on which you are calculating your tax.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's demonetization.
I don't know what that is. I don't know though that.
Depreciation, I think.
Sorry.
Depreciation, it's called. Like when you depreciate an asset.
Depreciation is another thing. It's another benefit.
Okay, so this is not that. But okay, then it could be this.
You can also do depreciation.
Okay.
Another one that you can apply. Yes. Yeah, basically it's to reduce the base on which you are calculating your tax. That's the best way.
Okay. All right.
So it's actually not the reduction direct in tax, it's the reduction in the total income which is taxable.
Yeah,
But it's
taxable
Okay.
income.
the same benefit, no?
Yes. That's a benefit. Yes. But it's not okay.
We're just confused with the concept.
So
Okay, carry on. Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you know about these kind of benefits in Europe. I have no idea if it's similar or not. I don't know.
Well, no, in Europe, as far as I know, now the only benefit we have left in some countries is either subsidy depending on per kilowatt hour consumption. If I am wrong, someone can correct me. Because in France, for what I know right now, what's left with solar PV is if you are an industry or a domestic consumer and you are producing or consuming, you are producing below 500 kilowatt per year. That means your capacity is below 500 kilowatt per year. You can actually get subsidy for per kilowatt hour of consumption of consuming of the electricity that you are producing.
Okay.
Plus, you can do accelerated depreciation.
Yeah, like the same benefit that you have for 4 years.
Okay. Accelerate. Yeah.
Okay, let me just read what Johanna is writing here. This diversification of heating systems is also good for overall reliability. Before, all the heating system depended on the boiler. Now you have several systems working independently. I think it's comment. And collecting from taxes, I think it is called rebate, if I understand it right. Yeah. So that's a comment from Joanna. And Ima is there on YouTube as well. So.
Hola, Ima.
No, I'm here. Hello.
Sorry, I didn't see you. Hello.
Hi, Paula and all.
Hey.
Hi. Paula, I have one question about the heating systems, because now you changed to these smaller heating systems. I understand that in the bigger one was inefficient because of the fact that you were heating all the water to 100 degrees Celsius and then doing the heat transfer. But is this energy efficient also, like having these smaller systems? Because I thought that they are not as energy efficient as the bigger systems.
The equipment that we use, they have around 95-98% of efficiency.
Okay.
And, with this separation, let's say, we are also reducing the losses of sending, for example, the swimming pool, jacuzzi, and the other thing is there in the last floor, in the top of the building. So we're all of this transporting this steam, and the piping are not isolated, so we are reducing all of these losses.
Okay.
So we just make the heating in the same place, just under the swimming pool. You are heating the water, so you are reducing the losses because of the distance, and also because the efficiency of the equipment.
I had just a small question. What is the average cost of electricity for the hotel per kilowatt hour?
0.11.
This one.
0.11 euro per kilowatt hour. Okay.
Natural gas is very cheap for us.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have a comment about having small equipments as well. I think in the case where they have to fix one equipment, it doesn't mean that you have to bring all the heating down. It's you fix it, it's a modular system, so one doesn't work and you have to just fix that part. But if you have the whole boiler and it's broke down, so you have to stop the boiling. So I think that's also another advantage.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so and we calculate preventive maintenance of 5,000 euros per year and corrective maintenance of 1,400 euros per year. This is the price that they will pay us if they hire us as maintenance. So we will go like twice per year to check everything, that everything is fine. We changed the isolation, the in the surface where the collectors are, because the sun is damaging this this isolation. So we change it every single year. That's why you pay here. Sorry.
And this one, sorry, and this 1.8 euro per kilowatt hour, it is, does it include the indirect cost and tax, or it's only the direct cost?
Direct cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both for Europe and Colombia.
This data of Europe, I find it in internet, so it's an average. These are real data for this project and compared to another project that we have developed. All right, so these are the results. You can see how the surface was before. We have to remove this, and then we install the solar panels. This picture is not very clear. I think you can let's go to the beginning. Here you can see it better. This one. And then before, in this room, they just have a trash. It was the trash collection point. And then we installed these 4 tanks. These 2 tanks are 1,000 gallon each one, and this 1,200 gallon each one. And this is the picture of all the piping connecting the tubes, the tanks, sorry. And these are the boilers to support the process. I will show you now. Wait, I think this should be before. Sorry, this one. This is I don't know if you guys know this software. It's called Polyson, and it's a software that allows you to simulate solar thermal and solar PV systems. This is what we install. These are 90 collectors. Here you have this is an indirect heating. So here you have the heat exchanger. So the water that is flowing in the collectors is not the same that is going to the supply. So this pump just keeps the water flowing, taking the energy from the collectors, right? This is transfer to the water that we're going to supply to the clients. Here we have 2. These are 2 tanks, as I showed you before, in which we put the water. If the water is very high, we introduce in the top. If not, we introduce here in the bottom, so we don't lose the thermal stratification. Yeah.
Paula, I'm sorry to just interrupt, but I didn't get, when the water is high, what do you mean?
High temperature.
Temperature. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All of this is it has a control and automatization system. So when we make the programming, we select which temperature we want. So this is a 3-way valve, and it controls the temperature. So for example, if the temperature is higher than 40 degrees, it will put it here. If not, it will put it here, down. So this criteria, it depends on many factors, and that's what we put in the control system. And then if because we don't have sun every day, so if the temperature here in these tanks are not around 55 or 60 degrees, so we have this, let's say, support system, which is composed by 4 boilers, which efficiency is around 98%. These are some, so if the solar is not too high, the solar, let's say, solar water that we have here, if it's not too high, these boilers will start. And these 4 boilers are connected in cascade. So in this way, we also do energy efficiency. So if you just need the power of 1 boiler, it will turn it on. And if it's not enough, the second boiler will start. If not, the third, and like that. Yeah. And then we keep this tank at the desired temperature. And if the temperature is very high, we mix it here in the another three-way valve. We mix it with cold water here. You can see cold water here to supply to the client the desired temperature, which is this one, 33 cubic meter per day at 55 degrees Celsius. This is what we propose. I don't know if it's clear for you guys.
No, it's clear for me.
Yeah, it's clear.
This is the solar fraction, which means the amount of water that is heated with the sun divided the amount of water which is heated with the natural gas of the boilers. Yeah. So what we have is a solar fraction of 27.4% on average during the year. Here you can see the difference because of the radiation. So this means what we are saving of natural gas, basically. This is the amount of energy that is coming from the sun. And yeah.
No, sorry, carry on.
And this is just a graph of the collector's temperature, which is around 85 degrees the whole year. Yeah, now so I will go back here to the pictures. Here now you can see what I mean. The two tanks connected here, and these are the 4 boilers that I told you. Yeah. This is just one picture when we receive the collectors. This is my team, the people which is there. Here you can see another view of the collectors here. And this part is we call the solar station, which is doing this exchange. This part, this heat exchanger, is what I'm showing here in this picture. Yeah. I don't know if for you makes sense, all of these pipings there. I don't know.
Paula?
Yes?
I'm sorry, I am very late.
Hola, Gabi.
Hola. I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe you already say this, but this software Polison is only for the system of heat recovering, or it also gives you like the finance.
Yeah. It's like a kind of red screen. You can also do financing comparison and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the beautiful diagrams also you made it in another program, or it also is in there?
No, it's the same. This one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same. Actually, with this software, you can do solar PV, solar thermal, and cogeneration. I have never used it for cogeneration, so I don't know. But for solar, is very good. They have the base data of the database for many places in the world. This is I think is from Austria, I guess. This software.
Okay.
I have thank you, Gabi. I have a question from Diego that joined us in YouTube. Is it free or you pay for the license?
We pay.
Do you know how much?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Is there a student discount?
Is there okay. I hope it answers your question, Diego. So it is payong, but we don't know the price.
I can tell you later.
Okay.
So this software is very interesting if you need to. I mean, if you will work in this kind of projects, you can use it. It's really useful. Okay, this one. This is the expenses comparison. So before, this is monthly or yearly. This is per month. Yeah. So here we compare the electricity, natural gas, preventive and corrective maintenance. This is what it was before. This one, baseline. And this, with our solution, we expect to save yearly 67,800 euros. So this means around 50% of the cost. With the changing the solar thermal and the other boilers, implementing all the solution will bring around 50% of savings.
That's awesome.
Only with the solar thermal for the hot water for the showers, only with that you are saving around 30%. And the other 20% comes from changing the big boilers to the
and it's interesting to see also actually you put more money on the preventive maintenance and less on the corrective.
Yeah, that's the idea also. And about electricity is reduced a bit because we installed new pumps, and so also that electricity part, for example, the electrical how you say, for the boiler, it was also very old. Sorry, so it was also energy inefficiencies in the electricity part, as well as yes.
The financial incentive that we talked about before is only for the solar thermal project, right?
No. For all renewables, non-conventional.
Yes. I mean, in this case, it's only for the solar thermal project. Does it also include the upgradation of equipment like energy efficiency measures, or is there any incentive for energy efficiency measures or upgradation of equipments?
Yeah, there is another law which promotes this energy efficiency, but you cannot use both benefits. So for this project, when I said half of the value, it's not completely right, because in this list that I told you before, in the list which the elements that can be benefit from this law are listed, it does not include the new boilers and what is not renewable. It only includes the collector structure, piping, some pumps, but not everything.
Okay, but there is another type of incentive or another type of regulation which would help in upgradation of old boilers and pipes and stuff like this. If it was just upgradation of equipment, there was no solar thermal.
Yeah, there is, but you cannot access to both benefits, only one. So actually for this project, you will not reduce 50%, but around 25% of the benefit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the free cash flow. Basically, you can. Okay, we scale the electricity and natural gas tariff 5% per year, and the maintenance we increase annually 3%. Yeah. Yeah, but the important thing is like we will save 50% of the natural gas. Important part. This is the financial analysis. So here you have the net present value, which is higher than 0. Payback period is almost 4 years. It's around 4 years. The ERR is 38% at discount rate of 20%. So the project is very interesting from the financial point of view as well.
And this payback period to account accelerated depreciation?
Sorry?
Paula?
This payback period takes into account accelerated depreciation?
No. That's why the project is very interesting, because without using the benefits, you have interesting numbers here.
So this is actually without using the benefit?
Yeah.
And that is very fast?
Yeah.
And why did you calculate it without the benefit now?
Because right now we are doing this process to take the benefit, but bureaucracy and stuff, we have been sending papers, documents like since February, and we haven't had answer. So as I tell you before, this is a new process even for the government. So for example, when we submit all the documents in one of the offices that we have to, they didn't know who to address this letter. They say, oh, who is in charge of this? Who is doing this? What is this? You know. So there's many things to do, and we are also learning about this process, how to submit the projects, how to make them feasible to access to get the benefits and stuff. So that's why I didn't want to put it here, because we don't really know if the benefit for the tax will be the 50% of 25% or how much.
Do you have a rough idea of how much the payback would fall to if you take into account the benefits? Just a rough idea.
I will say 2 years around.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very interesting because the natural gas price, it's not. I don't know if compared to Europe it's cheap, but for the hotel is a lot. You remember when I showed you the energy matrix?
Yeah.
It's a lot of natural gas. So if we reduce something of here, you will have a interesting saving for the hotel. If you don't think about energy efficiency in the electricity, it will not mean anything because it's already 2%. So that's why we focus in the natural gas in this case.
All right.
Paula?
Yes.
So basically the company, I mean, you work with, they give this financial analysis to the, for example, to the client that is the hotel, or they also invite private investors. Like, these numbers are very good, so maybe another people would be interested in only investing in the project to like an investment, no?
Yeah, this happens most of the time. Our clients doesn't want to invest or don't have the money, so we find a third party like investment partner. Yeah, because we as a company, we don't have enough money to finance the project. We only develop the project. But sometimes when the people doesn't have the money or doesn't want to invest, we find this partner to invest. But in this case, because these numbers are very interesting, the hotel decided to take a loan in a bank to pay the project.
Okay.
So as the system starts working and they are seeing the benefits, the savings, they will start paying with the same savings. They will pay the project. You know.
Yes,
But most of the time is very rare to see that the same client is the one who's putting the money. Normally they want to find an investor.
Okay, and another investor that is not related with the client. Let's see.
It can be just a investment fund or banks or any other people.
Okay.
And what we have found is like many of the clients are skeptical, let's say, so they don't think that the renewable energies really work, so they are afraid. So they say, okay, you can do the project in my establishment, but you put the money, you put everything, and then let's see, you know. So normally what we trying to find is a ESCO model. The client doesn't invest and they just pay with the savings. They pay us with the savings.
So basically, who pays to the investor at the end is like the client. Like, for example, let's say that the client right now, how much is like paying for this the actual for the current system?
This one, for example, they pay this in gas every year, and this in electricity. And with our system, they will shorter. They are paying this one, and they will pay this 72,000.
So, for example, let's say that if an investor is putting the money, So okay, so right now the investor put the money, so you install the new system with solar system. So or the client we should be like paying the same amount that is paying to pay to the investor, no?
Yes. The idea is that they will not pay more than what they are paying today, and then with the time, all the equipment will go to the final client. After you pay the equipment, let's say. So when we do this kind of contracts, the investor hire us to complete the project, and our client pays to the fund, let's say. And they normally these contracts have a duration of 7 or 10 years. So during this time, our client is paying to the investor.
Okay. So exactly the same amount that they were already paying with the old system.
Or less. We try to make it less, but it depends also in the benefit that the investor want to have. But normally they will pay the same, and then at the end of the period, around 7 years, all the actives, all the equipment will go to the final client.
Yes. Also, let's say that in 10, normally you make a plan of 10 years.
We try to make it 5 to 7 years, because for people 10 years is a lot, and nobody wants to stay more than 10 years with a contract. I don't know if it's the same in Europe. I don't know if this is the kind of problem that you also face there. I don't know.
Yes. In Europe, the problem right now is that no industry, for example, wants to have a contract or a foundation above 5 years. And so any contract that has to be made within a scope of 5 years. That's why there's a lot of problem with PPAs today with industries, because they do not see their future above 5 years. And so they don't want to make a power purchase agreement with the company bounding them for the next 20 years.
I thought that was a cultural problem of us Colombians, but I think it's like human nature, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a more financial problem than anything else, because today industries do not want to assume their future to be stable beyond the period of 3 to 5 years, depending on industry to industry, and so they do not want to engage in such a contract, which will have heavy financial penalties if they decide to break it.
Yeah, I think it's a big challenge for us. We want kind of projects, yes. All right, so just to conclude, we will install 90 solar collectors, which will provide 27% of the energy required to heat the hot water. We'll install also 4 boilers of 123 kilowatts each one, which will be the backup, working during the night or early morning, which is the period where we don't have enough sun. The project is technically and economically feasible, and it will bring savings of 67,000 euros per year. The project will reduce 50% of the natural gas expenses of the hotel. As I said, they will benefit from the law. And just to give you some numbers of the equivalence, we will save 145,000 cubic meter of natural gas per year, which is equivalent to 49 tons of CO2 reduced. And it represents planting 1,200 trees. This is what we tell to the client to make it more, let's say, interesting for them. Basically, that was what I wanted to show you. Really sorry about my English; it's getting worse. That was it. I don't know if you have more.
That's not true at all. That is not true. No, it's just.
I have a question, Paula. Do you have rains and stuff, like, seasons where the solar thermal system cannot generate as much energy?
We're lucky, and the whole year we're producing energy with these technologies, because the radiation is really good. we have this period, March and April, which is and also May. We have a lot of rain. But for example, for solar thermal, it doesn't matter actually. For photovoltaic, it's important the direct radiation, but for us, for this one, it's not really important. So we don't have.
So the what the heaters which you have for backup, they are only for this difference which you have in March, April.
Yeah, but normally during the day, all the tanks are heated up. So we try to maintain the whole time at 60 degrees.
Okay.
In the night, normally they lose some degrees. So for example, at 4 a.m. we have to have the tanks at again 60 degrees. So if in the night it decreases 5 degrees, for example, the boilers will turn on just to increase this amount of temperature. So the work of the boilers is really low, let's say, just to ensure this temperature the whole time. But normally with sun, we can keep the temperature for a long time. And as I said, this is all control, and it has automatization. I don't know. So yeah, with the control system,
automated.
We say when we want the boilers to turn on. So they are not working the whole 24 hours per day. They just work, I think, around 2 hours with the average occupation. But if the occupation is full, they will work more time, no?
Yeah. One more question I have is, so what part of the project were you doing? Were you involved in the whole thing, or were there specific parts which you were responsible for?
So this project took many years. Since 2014, they started talking to the company, to the hotel. So there are many proposals they propose, and then the hotel ask them changes, and then they decide, and then no, I don't want to do it. Yes, let's do it. No, I need the money. I don't have the money. Blah blah blah. But this took like 3 years, and last year in December we signed the contract. So when I arrived on February. So when I arrived, this project was we didn't know if we will develop it or not. We were just keep talking to the hotel. Yeah, do you want to do it or not? We were doing the following. So I was with the following up, and then in December they say, okay, we'll do the project. So at that time I had to talk to the providers to quote the collector, the structure, all the materials, because we import everything from USA or Mexico, Europe. So as I was the only one who speak English in the company, so I had to talk to these people, to the suppliers. And then we have to. It was really challenging for me because I have never imported anything, and I didn't know how the regulation works and stuff. So I had to learn about this. And then when we receive all the materials, we start the construction. But I was going maybe twice a week to the project, because the rest of the time I have to deal with new clients, and because the company is really small, we are around 20 or 30 people, so I have to do the technical visits and also commercial visits. So I couldn't stay the whole time in the hotel. So I used to be in the office visiting clients or in the project. And specifically in the project, I was in charge of the boiling, the new boiler system, and the equipment for swimming pool and jacuzzi. For the showers, it was in charge a colleague of mine.
Really cool.
Now, yeah, we started on 7th of February, and we were supposed to finish on July 15th. But we have many delay because we have to make noise and because it's a hotel, they say no, we have event today, you cannot make noise, you know. So this took more time than we estimated. So hopefully at the end of this week we will finish the project. So at this time, right now we are running like to finish everything.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Well, congratulations! Congratulations that you have achieved this stage. It's interesting. And I have questions from Joanna. 2 questions. First, one. How in advance is the implementation of carbon tax in Colombia? I know that this will be in place, but I don't know if the commercial sector will take part on it or not. In case the commercial sector is within the sectors of policy, is your company thinking of ways this can also benefit your clients about carbon tax? You got the questions or not?
Yeah, I got it, but I have no idea how to answer.
Okay. So that's the answer, Joanna.
Yeah, carbon tax is more for transportation and the industry sectors. So,
Okay.
So what we are working right now in the industry is basically heat recovery of the boilers and ovens, and to reduce also natural gas. So, but we haven't really explored or research about this carbon tax.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how to answer.
Paula, hello again. Sorry for being late. Actually, I'm really interested with your topic, but I had something to take care of. So maybe I'll just ask like a few questions. The first is I would like to know that how's the supporting policies in Colombian government right now, like with this kind of project like solar thermal in the hotel, in commercial sector, and maybe in some other sectors like industries, because as what I've known at this moment that solar thermal is a very good technology in terms of fuel shifting in industries, and yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't understand. What are the what?
The supporting policies from the Colombian government regarding this kind of project like solar thermal project.
For solar thermal, we just have the benefits of this law that I show you, which is basically.
Maybe you can explain a little bit because Ima was not there at the very beginning.
I am sorry. Yeah,
no, it's fine. Don't worry. So basically, this has 4 benefits. You can have accelerated depreciation. You can reduce the value tax added of the elements that you import, and then you will have you can reduce the base on which you are calculating the taxes of the company which is implementing the project. For example, in this case, the hotel, you can take up to half of the investment cost, yeah, and you can use it to reduce the tax that you will pay at the end of the year, the tax that you pay because of your profit as hotel, yeah.
Okay. So is there any like tax exemption or maybe subsidy for natural gas price, or there is no?
For the natural gas, no.
Yeah, like no.
On the tariff of natural gas, if you want to implement a cogeneration system.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about the solar. About the solar, sorry, not for natural gas. I mean, like, is there any subsidy for the solar thermal application in commercial sector? Like the price, maybe it's reduced if one hotel want to implement this such project, or
it's just tax reduction or tax exemption, but not incentive.
Okay. Okay, and what about in industry, Paula? Is there any application for solar thermal?
We haven't developed project with the industry in this way, but yeah, we have seen many industry which have potential to use this kind of technologies. There are many companies which need, for example, hot water, and they are also using the same system, producing steam to hot water to heat the water. Sorry. So we have proposed to different companies to install these solar collectors and even solar concentrators to produce steam. But for us, this technology is still very, very expensive. And
Yeah,
for example, in the industry, what happens is because they consume a lot of natural gas, the tariff are very beneficial for them. You know, they make these big contracts and the tariff is really low. So even they are using natural gas is not what is more. I mean, they have other expenses like raw material, personal, and other stuff. So normally in industry, the energy doesn't represent a lot of money. So that's why the industry doesn't want to or doesn't need to implement this kind of technologies. I think in the country we need more sanctions. You know, like this carbon tax that Joanna was saying, to make more interesting this kind of projects to industry.
okay.
This is
Yeah,
because the hotel is not, it consumes a lot of natural gas, and but it's not as high as the as industry. So the tariff for the natural gas is higher for the hotel than to the industry. So for them, then it's more important to save this energy.
okay. I got your point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Someone else? Yes, Gabby. I think we have like 5 more minutes. Then go ahead.
No, okay. Only one question about finance. Still finance, Paula. So in general, when you presented the slide of the free cash flow, no, the slide that talks about the saving. So you are saying that you are having like around 68K saving euros per year. So this saving is like actually like your free cash flow in the case of the investors.
No, this is only if the hotel is putting the money, let's say.
Okay. So in the case that the hotel is not putting the money and someone else is putting the money, like what you say is 280K, the total cost of the project. So let's say me, like investor, I put 280K to develop the project. So you will pay everything, and also you will pay me back with the savings, right?
Yes.
So it's like your saving is around 68K per year. So is it right? I mean, or you yes, you are paying the investor with the saving, right?
Yes, that's the idea. But sometimes we try, if the investor wants to have a lower IRR, so you can make the not to pay all with the whole savings, but this allowed to the hotel to keep a bit of saving. For example, 10% of the savings, and 90% goes to the investor. So in this part, you have to talk with the investor and the client, and to make it more interesting for the client. No. So we try to make them pay less than what we are paying now. But sometimes you cannot, so sometimes you have to pay the same of what you are paying now. During the time of the contract. And then you keep all the savings for you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is very flexible. So you have to analyze with the investor how much they want to finance, or what's the IRR that they want to have. This one.
In any case, the return of investment is in 5 years is no more than 2 times the investment, no?
Yeah, that's why, like, for example, we did the contract for 5 years. If you see here, the project will pay in 4 years. So you make the contract to 7 years, for example. So this makes interesting for the investor also.
Yes.
It allows for the client not to give all the savings to pay the equipment, but to give a % of the savings. You know, if you make it long, the contract period, your what you have to pay will be lower every month. Yeah.
So let's say, for example, in 7 years, with the 78K of savings, you will have 2 times the investment, like around 400.
Yeah. So that's why you can ask less to the client.
Okay. Okay. This is it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I think we're approaching. It's exceeding 50 minutes, but thank you very much for the questions. If anyone has more questions, you can contact Paula. Or also, I will post the resume of this the webinar, and then you can also post questions on Facebook, on our EMANATE Facebook, so everybody can profit from your questions and the discussion.
Yeah. So it was a brief of the project, but yeah, if you want to have more information, you have questions about designing the system or whatever thing, you can ask me.
Exactly.
Thank you, Paula.
Yeah, thank you very much, Paula. It was really interesting.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like it.
Thank you, Paula. It was awesome.
And
thank you, us too. Again.
Thank you, us too.
No. Thank you, everyone. And you're welcome. I think what I would like to do is I would like to have like a WhatsApp link, and everybody who is interested to just discuss about ideas of what to do in our EMANATE group. You are welcome to join, and then we have a little discussion and how to bring it.
We can still see your screen, Paula. Oh.
Yes, we can still see your screen.
We can see everything. We can see your screen, Paula.
How do I do?
Okay, then well, thank you very much, and again I hope you have a nice weekend and end of the weekend for some people, and for you, Paula, start your Sunday.
Thank you.
Oh, you still have a full Sunday. Awesome.
Yeah, for us it's almost ending.
For me, Monday is coming soon in 2 hours.
Okay.
Whoa.
Have a nice week, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone, have a great time.